sometimes when you're making these videos and you're in the face of the public, people approach you with show suggestions, ideas, all that. So there I was, minding my own business, Dutch Brothers Coffee, drinking a mocha cappuccino thingy, and a guy recognized me, which really surprised me. Like, me? He said, "Aren't you that guy from the internet?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm that guy from the internet." And he asked me, I don't know who he thought I was, but he's like, "How do you become an influencer?" The hell if I know. This channel hasn't even reached 1,000 subscribers yet, but soon it will, thanks to you. By the way, if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe. I'm the indie comic guy. We talk about nerds, shit, pop culture, comic books, all that. Even dating, apparently. We talk about dating on this show as well. So, he asked me this question with honest eyes, and he really wanted an answer. I didn't have an answer. Coffee was getting cold, and I had stuff to do. So I told him, I said, "You know what? I'm gonna talk about it on my show. I'm gonna talk about it on my show." And here it is. Now, again, I don't know who this guy thought I was, but maybe he knew. So I'm gonna talk about today's subject: how to become a nerd influencer. Yes, you too can influence all the little geeks and nerds playing Dungeons and Dragons and Fortnite right now. That could be you. Or me. Whichever comes first, right? So, here we go. Got my big book of ideas of how you can become a nerd influencer. Start a gaming channel. Gaming channels are huge. One thing you'll realize when it comes to the gaming streaming channels is that it's not about the game. Anyone who has kids, they'll tell you, "Hey, I see this my kid watching this guy play this video game for hours each week. They must really love this video game." And you buy it for them, and it just sits there collecting dust. The kids are emotionally invested in the personality of the person who's playing the game. It's that simple. If you're witty, you're funny, or, and I hate to say it, if you have boobs, start a gaming channel. It works. It works. But if you hate talking to people and you're super socially awkward to the point where you're just like, "I just want to play in silence," starting a gaming channel may not be for you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Another popular nerd influencer niche is the comic book breakdown channels. Comic Breakdown, Comics Explained. Those are great channels. The Blurred Without Fear. They give you a breakdown of each issue so you know ahead of time if you should waste your money or not buying it. And for the most part, they keep their opinions out of it. So definitely check those out. Comic Historian is another one. It's a classic. Now, one thing that's real huge right now, thanks to our friends over there at Comic Gate, are the hate on Marvel and DC channels. Clownfish, Young Ripper, we'll throw them in there. EBS, Just Some Guy. They've become huge just by telling the world that they do not like what Marvel and DC are doing. Who would have thought, right? Now, how often do these channels tell you things that they love? Not very often. But we sure as hell know what they don't like. For some reason, people think it's cool to, "Hey, I'm going to drink, hang out with my buddies, and talk about movies and comic books and video games." It works for some people, right? I look at all the podcasts and YouTube channels that were started and they had drinking or something like that in their title, and none of them are around today that matter. The only show that matters with the word drink in it is Drink Champs with my boy Nori, Hip Hop God. All these nerd channels with the word drink in it, they're gone. Any new ones that pop up, they're gone tomorrow. As much fun as you think it is to drink and talk about comic books to an audience, not that interesting. It's like watching people play Dungeons and Dragons. It's not interesting. Then we have the cosplay chicks, or shall I say, the half naked cosplay chicks that don't want to be objectified, but they are either wearing a bikini, sitting in a blow up pool or whatever, and talking about video games, comic books, or just nothing. Just waiting on tips. Hey, if you send me $25, I will write your name in Sharpie on my floaty. This is a real thing. At first it was just on Twitch, but now it's on YouTube. Who would have thought? Then you got the other ones like Star Wars Girl, who every time you look up, hey, here's my new half naked calendar. I saw she had a campaign recently. She was like at $85,000 for this campaign. But hey, if it works for them, it works for them. I'm not knocking it. It's just not something I would do. But hey, if you want to do it, go for it. I don't know how well this will work for guys. I don't know any guy cosplayers that are half naked making calendars and merch. I don't know. If it is out there, it's out there. It's not my cup of tea. I'm not going to look it up. Reaction videos are huge. People react to movie trailers. What the frig kind of world do we live in where people are literally just reacting to a movie trailer? Not the movie, but just the trailer. It's like getting a book and just, hey, I'm going to react off the preface of the book. Like, what? That might be a thing. I don't know. I don't know. Don't know. Another popular thing these nerd influencers are doing are the skits. I need to do more skits on this channel. Like, I did the writers versus artists thing. It went over pretty well. People seem to like that. If you haven't checked out my YouTube shorts, I do have some nerd therapy. It's going to be a new skit coming. But people like Mighty Keith, even Long Beach Griffey to a certain extent, he falls under that category. You know, that nerd content creator, influencer type person. Definitely, you know, it's a way to go if you're funny. If you're not funny, stay away from it. Nobody's going to laugh. They may laugh at you, but not with you. Another type of channel that people make are these live stream shows with their buddies. You have all these people on Zoom or StreamYard having a conversation about comic books. Grown-ass men, 40, 50, 60 years old. Nothing wrong with the conversations, but what most of them fail to realize, and the reason why most of these panel shows never take off, the conversations are not interesting to a viewer. They may be great conversations among friends, but none of these panel shows provide interesting content for you. None of them. None of them. I said this before. Still hasn't changed. So, if you're interested in becoming a nerd influencer, these are some of your options. May the Force, Spark, God, Allah, whoever, be with you. If you have a channel, you want me to check it out, comment below. I'm the Andy Comic Book Guy. This is The Sofa. See you next video.
subscribe to this channel.